Hey everybody, Team Vitamin. This is Julie Reed. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. I was upstairs doing stuff and I lost track of time. So I apologize for being a few minutes late. But I want to talk to you about follow-up. Follow-up. If you... Hang on. Why is this not working? It's like everything's frozen now all of a sudden. Here we go. So, all right. Perfect. Follow up. So if you listen to Belinda Ellsworth, if you've ever heard of her, she is a longtime person in direct sales, and now she's like a motivation speaker that talks to you about direct sales. If you listen to her, she says follow-ups should be 2 days, 2 weeks, and 2 months. And I'm thinking that is more for one-on-one, like at parties. Because when at parties, you would sell something to somebody and they would take it home and you would follow up in 2 days. So now since we're more on the selling, buying directly from the home office and it ships out and then it goes right to the customer, sometimes not always through us. It's through us, but not in our hands going to them. 2 days, 2 weeks, and 2 months may not work. What do you want to call it? I don't know what you want to call it. Will not work. So you may have to wait till someone's order ships. And you can check that. You can watch when someone's order is shipped and you can follow up with them. You can send them a text. You can send them an email saying, hey, your order has been shipped. I'm excited to see that you're getting some spring items. Oh, I can't wait for you to see your simmer light. You want to make sure that you, just a short thing saying that your item's been shipped and it's on their way, or if it's delayed or something like that. And then you can say, hey, you should be receiving it on Friday or Saturday, whatever day it is, so they can kind of know when it's coming, so they can look out for it. Once they've received the item, you can send another follow-up asking, which scent was their favorite. Did they love their simmer light? Did they like their accent shade? Where did they put it? Simple questions is what you want to do. Or if you mail samples to someone, give it a week for them to receive it, because snail mail does take a while. And ask them if they received the samples yet and if they've given them a try, which one was their favorite. So you can follow up with different things like that. So the fortune is really in the follow-up. And I slack sometimes too. I get busy and I slack on follow-ups. But I always send a handwritten letter, a handwritten note to my customers that don't always order from me. Sometimes there's someone out of the blue that places an order. I always send them a note. So if you print off your reports, do I have a report here? I had a report here. I don't know. Where's my reports? So if you print out one of your monthly reports that you get, you can see which customers have ordered from you. You can see your regulars, you can see your orders. So I use that report to see who has ordered from me. And then I always write them a thank you note, a little thank you note. Thank you so much for your order. It's like a follow-up. So, I appreciate your business. You mean the world to me, yada, yada, yada. If you're not good at writing thank you notes, use ChatGPT and just type it in, and they will, help you write a nice thank you note. And make sure it sounds like you. You don't have to make it so AI. Thank you, but just make sure it's Heather, and also include your business card or a way for them to reach you for continuous orders, because you want to make sure they have you. So let's see here. You can also send them a text message or send them an email. If you don't want to use snail mail and just want to do a text message or an email, which is more cost effective for people, that's fine as well. You can be short, you can be brief. It can just make sure you thank them in your follow-up. Project Broadcast is a new tool that we can use to communicate. I just signed up this week. I'm learning the ins and outs of that. I'm still learning. Hopefully I'll have it figured out by next week, next Friday when my fairs start, and I can start using it when I start seeing customers on the first day of fair. So I've been watching lots of videos and practicing. So you can use that tool to follow up, to register in. You can do one-on-one chats with that. You can do group chats. There's a lot of different things you can do with that. Of course, it's a paid service. So if you're not that far into your business and you don't want that expense, that is okay. You know, a text message nowadays is perfect to send to somebody. Okay, you can text them, you can send them an email, you know, thanking for their order. How's it going? Did you receive it? Is it all's well? You know, is all in good shape? So make sure you follow up somehow with your customer, or if you have someone who you gave a sample to, or, you know, a party, or anybody that you met. You want to follow up, because the fortune really is in the follow-up. When I go to my upcoming fairs, I have them fill out a little card. So anybody who's interested in joining, I send them a text message about how to join if we don't have time to talk. You know, when we get busy, I send them a text message. Or if there's a join special, I send them a message when there's a join special. You know, you don't always get a response, but you're at least putting something in their mind. You're putting a bug in their ear. You're letting them know that you are still here and that you're trying to do personal contact, and let them think about things. You know, that you're still available to reach out to. So, you know, you always want to be in contact somehow. I mailed out letters to customers that I know that are going to be seen the next few weeks, thanking them for their past support, and hopefully I will see them again. Let me see if I have one over here. Hang on a second. Yes, I have one right here. Let me show you. Let me show you. So I mailed out a little postcard, a little card, a little thank you card. All of them were different because I used up what I had. And in my card, I printed this off, you know, thanking them. I put inside here a flyer where you can find me, okay, of where you're going to be. And then I also gave them a token of appreciation, okay? So this can be used too. So you're thanking them for their past support, and you're ready to give them a gift for appreciate them, because you want them to come back to where you're going to be for returning service, returning customers, returning. So so that's what you can do. So that's something you can do to help your customers come back to you by giving them just something little is what you can do. So the fortune is really in the follow-up, so you can have that continuous sales volume all year to help you get to your monthly goals, to help you get to the sapphire levels, to help you earn the trips, to help you get to where you need to be. And you know, you don't have to have big goals, just monthly goals is what you want to do, or things like that. Also, if somebody doesn't respond to you, don't take it personally, because we all get busy. But a friendly follow-up is very appreciated, okay? Or offer a choice. Would you like to try a different sample? Would you like to see this month's special? Or, you know, you want to learn about ScentFlirt. Always share ScentFlirt, because you need ScentFlirt orders to get to your sapphire levels. And you need your sapphire levels this year in order to help you earn the trip. So it all kind of goes hand in hand by building that up. Keep notes, keep a notepad, do a spreadsheet. You know, I've seen some ladies use index cards and use like a filing system. So keep notes on who you've reached out to, and all that. I have a notepad down here. Yeah, it's right here. It is right here, I think. And you just write things in here in my notepad, who I reached out to, who I've mailed things to, so I can refer back to it. So I know that I have, so I know who I've reached out to. You don't want to reach out to somebody too much, because then they're just going to, you know, turn you off and delete you and don't want to be bothered with them. But you want to make sure that, you know, you follow up and just check on them. That's all. Just check on them. That's all you have to do. You know, you can, keep track of their favorite scents, keep track if you want to do a birthday or previous purchases, or maybe they don't like pine. put pine in your notes. Don't like pine. However you want to note it. So you're not giving them something they don't like or promoting something they don't like. And then ask them, will it be okay if I check with you next month to see, if you want to try a new fragrance? Don't be afraid to ask them if you want to try something else new. People often need 5 to 7 touch points before making a purchase. So remember, your goal is to building a relationship with them. You're not pressuring people to buy, but you're building a relationship is what you're doing. So you want to talk to them. You want to build a relationship. Maybe they have, a new baby coming in. They're worried about fragrances in their home. So you can talk to them and tell them how safe they are, and how to use them correctly and not be afraid of them having them in their home. So these are just some things that you can use for a follow-up. There's different ways you can do it. There's no right or wrong, but just do it. Text messaging is, even on Project Broadcast, when I was watching the videos this week, they said that text messaging is the way it is now. And so that is an appropriate way to follow up with folks. So you can follow up with folks by text messaging. That is not unacceptable. So that's a way of reaching out. So everybody has a phone. You can text. You can even make an old-fashioned phone call. Pick up the phone and you can call them if you want to talk to them personally. I've done that with people through text messaging, and it just gets to be too long-winded, and you're not getting your point across. Maybe sometimes you say, hey, do you have time to speak? That's all you have to ask. Is it a good time just to talk for a few seconds, and just ask them if it's yes or no, and then, ask if you can call them, and then you call them and just talk for a few minutes, and then, at least you make it a relationship. You're building that relationship with that person. So there's different ways, but make sure you are doing a follow-up of some sort. Okay. I personally like writing a card and sending them to every month. Okay. It's nice to get fun mail in the mail. So I don't send out too many thank you cards throughout the month because most of them are my sent for customers. But once in a while, I do get a couple orders a month from some folks that haven't shopped with me in a while. So you always want to appreciate them and let them know, thank you for choosing me. Thank you for choosing to support me, and thank you for shopping with me. So those are some things about follow-up I think that are important for you. So however you come up with your system, make sure you do it. Make sure you follow up. So if you have any questions, I'll go back and look and see if anybody's made any comments. If you didn't catch me live, the red button, if it's not red, that means I'm over, and just do the hashtag replay so we know that you've watched it and that you are learning new things. So, okay, friends, you guys all have a fabulous Tuesday.